So just being a little over a week into spring training, some things start to change. Cubs are making adjustments, and you see a bit of a different team than what we saw initially. So this was the second split squad day that the Cubs have had so far, the first one being the first day of spring training. So today we got to have a really good look at virtually everybody because almost everybody got to play. So I'm going to start off with the first game we had today, which is against the Indians, where the Cubs would fall behind 7-1, score 3 runs in the late innings, and end up losing 7-4. A few positives from this game. Matt Caesar ends up hitting a homer. Erismendi Alcantara, a rough game, 0 for 2. Starlin Castro went 0 for 3, which is a little rough to see. Mike Holt was 0 for 2. Yaimer Candelario goes 1 for 2. Chris Coghlan picks up a hit. Rafael Lopez with a hit. John Andrioli with a hit, but really nothing else. There wasn't much of this game. This is kind of a boring lineup. There are some causes for concern later on, though. Tsuyoshi Wada started. He only pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed a run, and walked one. Justin Grimm struggled a bit. And Justin Grimm's a guy who has great potential. He started off as a starter, and now you see him as a reliever. And, he had some success in that role last year, but there are some adjustments that have to be made, and we see Justin Grimm isn't always going to be the guy. He's a little bit inconsistent. He showed flashes of brilliance. He showed flashes of struggles last year. So we really want to get a good idea of what Justin Grimm we're going to get for 2015. I still think he can be a valuable piece of the bullpen, but him allowing 2 runs, he's still 3 strikeouts. This is a guy that can throw 96, 97 miles an hour. He's a guy that you're going to want in the back end of your bullpen. That's just really the way it goes. Neil Ramirez struggled a bit. He allowed 2 hits and a run and a walk over an inning. That's a little concerning, but it's spring training, and I'm not really going to be that worried about Neil Ramirez, a guy that we know undoubtedly can put it together. Phil Koch looked really good. He's a guy that's looked great in spring training. He's a dark horse to get one of those bullpen spots, especially when you're looking at guys that are struggling, like Brian Schlitter, who's looked like absolute garbage. You could really try and see what Phil Koch can do in replacement. But overall, the Cubs fall 7-4 in that game, but they would pick up the win against the Oakland Athletics 5-3 on the road, and that was a lot more encouraging. The Cubs jumped out 5-1. They allowed a few runs later in the game. Doesn't matter much of Dexter Fowler, 2 for 4 in the game. Anthony Rizzo picks up an RBI. Jorge Soler with a hit. He struck out twice, but the guy's still hitting 375. He's a monster. Miguel Montero goes 0 for 4. Baez 0 for 3, but he had a run. Chris Bryant went 0 for 4, which kind of sucks, to be honest. I mean, even guys that are that great have games like that. Junior Lake 1 for 2. Lake's hitting 308. Junior Lake's going to be on this opening day roster with the way things are going. I'm really liking the way he's playing. This is a guy that clearly has the talent. I remember in 2013 when he got called up, we called it Lake Mania, his performance that he had against the Colorado Rockies in that opening series. And he's really been looking great this spring training. He has just as much talent as a lot of these other guys, and this is a guy that if he can put it together, he can be the man, and he can be a guy that's really going to be playing a huge role for a competitive Cubs team. Tommy Listell goes 3 for 3. Kind of Luis Valbuena's replacement, and he's hitting 286. That's really good. Addison Russell looked brilliant. He's hitting 462. And this is like, when you look at this Cubs lineup, this is when you realize how good these kids are and how much potential lies in this. And this all happened in a game where Chris Bryant and Javier Baez both didn't have any hits. Addison Russell picks up his 3rd double spring training. Rizzo, Lake, Russell, and Fowler all with RBIs. Javier Baez with a stolen base. Jake Arrieta looks brilliant. Goes 4 innings, allows 4 hits, an unearned run, and 3 strikeouts. Eric Jockish made up for his horrible performance. Pitches 3 scoreless, hitless innings, only allows a walk. Blake Parker looked good as well. So overall, a great performance on that end for the Cubs. So the Cubs do end up picking up a win against one of the better teams in baseball last year. Obviously, the A's have changed a ton, so I don't know how much water that claim can hold. But this is really encouraging. A lot of good things to take from today. We're halfway through March at this point. Just got to keep on going, making the adjustments towards that April 5th opening night, and then we'll see what happens there. You know, this is all trying to build up towards what eventually can be a really good Cubs team. We don't really know what to expect yet, but a lot of positive signs coming out of it. We're seeing hints of who's going to be on that opening day roster. You're seeing a guy like Addison Russell that can easily make it on the team by the time we hit June or July. So a lot of positive things, a lot of hopeful things that we can take and maybe move forward from for the rest of the season. Other than that, keep your hope from Clark and Addison today, Cubs fans. And that's really all I have for today. I will be back tomorrow, of course, for another video. I apologize for a bit of the late upload. It's Friday night. I'm in college. I did pay attention to the games, obviously. I won't try and make you think like I was partying or anything. I was actually just watching Netflix. But other than that, that's all I have. I'll be back tomorrow for another video. And keep yourself entertained. Make sure you watch some college basketball. Some really exciting stuff. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow, Cubs fans.